Well, hello everyone. This is Keeler Bryson with Teachable Moments. I hope you all had a wonderful week this past week. It was a full week, I'm sure. I am just stopping in to check in and then just to share a little thought with you. I talked to a lot of people throughout the weeks and, just trying to help people to figure out how they need to live life, how to have a better life, how to manifest destiny, how to fulfill dreams and goals that they may have. And a lot of times before we can actually get to that point, whether I'm mentoring or coaching someone, before we can even get to the point where we're bringing manifestation and bringing forth birthing gifts and talents at the level that God originally had planned for that person, a lot of times we have to work through the baggage, the trouble spots that person may be carrying around and not even realizing that it's hindering them from growing, it's hindering them from maturing, it's hindering them from experiencing development, personal improvement, and all of the above. One of the main things is that a lot of people are just stuck in the opinions of others. They've adopted maybe that person's opinion, their belief system, or whatever it is that they've been taught by that person. But the truth of the matter is that person is not happy. They're not happy, but they feel stuck because they don't want to disrespect the person. They want to, be pleasing to those that they highly regard. And I get that. But I also realize that it is more important for you to be about your Father's business. It's more important for you to manifest your destiny, to manifest the assignment that God called you to do. If you want to get unstuck, and basically, I let them know you're stuck. You're stuck between making that hard decision. And that's not always an easy thing to do, and I get that. But I do realize that if you don't get up and make a decision, that you're going to be stuck in this same spot this time next year. There's a story in the Bible that talks about the lepers and how that they were considered outcasts and they were in need. But they were forbidden going around those who were considered clean. Well, they were sitting outside the gate one day and they was like, why should we sit here and die? And I want to ask that question to those of you who are in this situation that I described. Why should you sit there and die? These lepers, if they hadn't decided, you know what, I'm going to just debunk these traditions, these rules that we cannot go in this gate, we can't be around those. If they hadn't made that decision, they would have died. But you know what? They asked themselves that question, why should we sit here and die? And that's serious. That is serious, but it's so relevant to today. A lot of people are dying, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because they are trying to uphold, the rule, when the rule is what's killing you if you don't get up and do something. The rule is keeping you out. The rule is keeping you from manifesting what it is that you're supposed to manifest. And so my question again, why should you sit there and die? We know what the problem is in many cases when we're dealing with something, we're struggling with a decision. We know what the problem is. And I tell people, write out what it is that's bothering you. What is the problem? And how do you solve that problem? And a lot of times when we write that out, we see very clearly what it is that is the problem. And then what it is we need to do to make this problem go away. And that's where the work comes in. That's where the hard-hitting, difficult decisions come to play. But I'm here to tell you from experience that until you can get to a point where you regard the call and assignment and your happiness higher than you do the beliefs and opinions and whatever it is of others, until you get to that point where you can highly regard what God said and what God is leading you to do, then you do people, you are not going to be able to do very much. Not at the magnitude that God would have you to do it. And as a matter of fact, your joy will be stifled. Your peace will be stifled. That radiant glow of God won't be on you. I've seen it. When that glow is not on you, it's almost like you're dull. Have you ever seen photos where, it just looked like some light needed to shine, maybe a little bit more light? We live a dull life when we are just trapped by beliefs of people, and you can't even be your real authentic self. You feel the real you screaming to get out, trying to get out, wanting to get out, fighting you to get out, and fighting you to be authentically, who you are. But you might be a people pleaser, and people pleasers can be some of the most miserable people, because there is no joy in trying to please people. Because after all, it's hard to please people, because they're happy and you're not happy, and this is your life. So why should you sit there and die? Get up, make that hard decision, move in the flow of God, so that you can birth out some things inside of you that you didn't even know was in there, so that you can find your real self, so that you can live that life, the life that is vivacious, that life that is exuberant, the life that is just alive, where you have joy, you have peace, you have control, and you have victory. You're birthing out what it is you're called to do. You're free from, oh my goodness. And the freedom part is like the greatest part of it in some ways, because you're truly free. And when you empty yourself out of all of that stuff, that people pleasing and trying to hold on to the rule that's keeping you outside the gate, and you about to die, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, because you're people pleasing and you're trapped. These people got you trapped, whoever they are. But I want to encourage you to step free, break free, come forth. Don't let God have to allow major trouble to come in your life before you can, which will result in a paradigm shift. Don't let that have to happen before you make that hard decision. Because I have seen, where a major tragedy situation happened, and as a result of it, it was the thing that shifted that person's mentality and their whole belief and thinking process. Don't let that be you. You know that the water is troubled inside of you about some things, and so why should you sit here and die? Whether it's trying to make a decision on what to do for next year, whether you need to move, relocate, whether you need to make an investment in something that you're struggling with, maybe whether you need to sign up for something. Why should you sit there and die? We're almost about to enter another year, and there is no need for you to go into 2016 with whatever it is that's troubling you now. Sometimes when we're people pleasing, that stuff will make you sick. It will age you. It'll make you look, you could be in your 30s and looking like you 45, 50 years old. Get the weight off of you. Get peace in your life. Make those hard decisions. Get up like those lepers and go in there in that city. Because when you get in there, you're going to find the goods. You're going to find the blessings of God. You're going to find stuff that you didn't think that you would ever have access to. But it's only when you make that unpopular decision to get up and go and get what it is that you need to get to bring healing to yourself, deliverance in your life, increase in your life, joy in your life, whatever it is. All right, that's all I have to say. I want to thank everyone who have been purchasing the new book, Conquering the Humps and Downs of Marriage. Oh my. That book is Grover and my story of how we have made it over these past 24 years. We dated 2 years before that, so we've been together a total of 26 years. And I tell you, the information that we put in that book is what we have walked out. It's not what we read about, it's what we have walked out, and that has helped us to make it to this point. In spite of the statistics being against us, in spite of what the naysayers were saying about us, we made it. this far by the grace of God and with his help and with his wisdom and guidance. And so we just want to thank you guys for going out, purchasing that book. We pray that it will continue to be a blessing in your life. If you know someone who is struggling in their marriage right now, gift them a copy of the book. You can download it at Amazon.com, or you can purchase it through KeelerBryson.com. Let us know what you think of the book. Let us know, let me know what you think about this little clip tonight that I recorded. It was on me so heavy because I talk to people, I coach people, I mentor people. And these are some of the things that keep coming up over and over and over, sometimes breaking free from that people pleasing. So reach out and let me know what your thoughts are. I can be reached at KeelerBryson.com at my website. You can email me at KeelerBryson.com. I am on Facebook, Keeler Bryson Teachable Life Moments, and I'm on Twitter at Keeler Savant, and I am on Instagram. So share your feedback and let me know. Share your stories. I would love to read how the book is blessing you. All right, that's my time. I want to thank you for tuning in and listening in. This has been another Teachable Life Moment where it is absolutely imperative that we live live. All right, good night.